guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can probably tell from the title of this video, today we are doing a review on this 10-piece oval brush set. As all of you may have heard, if you've been on Instagram or anywhere else on social media, the Artis brushes came out and they were super popular. They are the original high-end oval brush that's kind of like this do-it-yourself sort of thing. But those are super duper expensive. It's like $400 to $600 for a set, and I don't have that kind of money to spend on a brush set, so I went on Amazon and found this guy. I paid $39 for this whole 10-piece set, and that is even cheaper than buying one of the Artis brushes. So I thought that I would pick these up and see if these are any good, just in case you don't want to spend $600 on a brush set, because I don't. So like I said, I got these on Amazon for $39. What really confuses me about this is it doesn't give you a brand. It really doesn't tell you who makes this brush or anything. I even tried to look on Amazon and it really doesn't tell you a whole lot. All it says on this box is multi-purpose makeup brush, the beginning of beauty mermaid multi-purpose brush. So as far as the company who makes this, great packaging. This is terrible packaging, terrible advertisement. I mean, you would think you would put your company on the box, but I guess not. But I will leave the link to these brushes down below if you'd like to check them out. Just make sure if you do go to Amazon to purchase these, you order them from a high-rated seller. So obviously this is what the box looks like that it comes in, and then in the box they all come in this plastic tray, so they're all lined up nice and neat in here. On the back of the box it shows you 1 through 10 what the brushes are, and since the brushes don't have names, I'm just going to call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 for the purpose of this video, so we both know what we're talking about. So I've used these brushes a couple different times for a few days. Some of them I like more than others, but these might do something different than this one does, even though they're very similar. So we're going to get into that, and I'm going to kind of talk about each brush and what I like it for, what I don't like it for. And then at the end, I will kind of just let you know whether I like them overall or whether I think that you should just pass on them. This is obviously not a video on whether or not they are a dupe for the Artis brush, because I do not own the Artis brushes. I've never even tried an Artis brush, so that's not really something that I can compare them to. I did just want to let you know that this is not a dupe or droop sort of video. It's just my personal review, my personal impression of these brushes. I also would like to say that I am not an affiliate of this company, because I don't even know what the company is, to be quite honest with you, like I said. I purchased these brushes with my own money, so everything here is going to be honest and true, like it always is, even if they did send them to me, which they didn't, but even if they did, I would still be honest with you, because that's what we do. Okay, so let's get into it. I am throwing brushes literally everywhere. Everywhere. Okay, so this is what the brushes look like. Okay, so this is the number 1 brush, so this is going to be the largest face brush. I got mine in the rose gold finish. They're super pretty. The bristles are very, very soft. They're very densely packed, so I do like that a lot. Also, don't mind my disgusting nails, because I don't have time to repaint them. So I really do love the gold finish on these. They're really, really beautiful. Then they have this nice matte plastic handle down here. Sort of feels like that NARS packaging, you know what I mean? Where it's not rubberized, but it's not necessarily plasticky feeling, you know what I'm talking about? So they are very, very pretty. I would love to display these. They're very aesthetically appealing. One of the first things that I noticed about these brushes is that they are very flimsy. Since they are plastic, do you see all the bend that's going on in here? So I do feel that you have to be very gentle with this, especially on the bigger ones where they're more top heavy. This is going to be a little too thin and might break eventually. I don't know, so you just have to be very gentle. So like I said, this is the largest brush. You can buff out your foundation with this brush. It is really soft. It works really well for that, but I find it's just a little bit too big to get around my eye and my nose and things like that. So my favorite thing to use this brush for is body makeup. I will use it to apply my foundation and blend it down my neck, down my chest, just anywhere that I want more coverage or just don't want to look like I have a mask of foundation on. So I'll just blend that down. It's really, really large. It gets the job done in 2 seconds. It's so nice. I love how these blend out foundation. Since the bristles are so dense, they're not going to leave it streaky, and they don't soak up a lot of product either, which is really, really nice. Just kind of sweep it across wherever, and it just, so soft. So I really, really do like this one for that purpose. This is the number 2 brush. It is slightly smaller than the number 1, as you can see here. Not quite as large. This is the one that I really love for my foundation. It just glides so smoothly across your face. It's not going to leave streaks, just like the other one. Since it is so densely packed, it's also not going to soak up all your product. And even though this isn't as large as the number 1 brush, it is still very large. So I find that I can blend out my foundation with this in no time at all. Like, it's so fast. It's such a quick foundation application. I absolutely love this. I love the finish that it gives. It blends out your foundation so evenly, so perfectly, and so soft. Like, it's just, it's so nice. So foundation is my favorite thing to use this for. This one right here is the number 3 brush, so you can tell it is smaller than the 1 and 2. This one again is very soft. I like this one as well as the number 1 and number 2 for picking up powder products. With this one, what I like to do with this is set my foundation. So I'm just going to show you how much product this actually picks up. That is just one dip into the lid. So I can even tap this off and you can see there's a lot of product coming off, but there's still so much on there. So this would be perfect for baking because it does pick up so much product. But once you actually apply it to your skin, it's not going to leave a bunch of product inside the brush. It's really just going to sit right out on that edge and blend onto your face. So you won't have to worry about the powder caking up, and you also won't have to worry about it just kind of getting sucked into your brush, because it really is going to take it straight from your pan to your face, and I love that. It picks up so much product. Okay, here is the number 4 compared to the number 3. With this one, same thing. It's densely packed. It's very soft. What I like to use this one for is to pick up a lot of product to set underneath my eyes. So I'll just use like my banana powder and set it right here under my eyes, and it's perfect. Here is the number 4 compared to the number 3, so it is significantly smaller. For whatever reason, this one does feel soft on my hand, but on my face, it's just not as soft. This one is still very dense, so I feel like you could pick up a lot of product with this. What I tried to use this one for, what I thought it would be great for, is blending out concealer under my eye. I don't like to use brushes under my eye anyway, but for the sake of trying these brushes out to let you guys know how I liked them and what I liked them for, I tried them for a couple different things. This one I absolutely did not like for blending out concealer under my eye. It tugged, it pulled. It was just way more of a hassle than was necessary. So it just really wanted to make me grab my beauty blender, but I was like, no, don't do it, don't do it. So what I did was go a step up and take the number 4 and blend that out. And for whatever reason, this one is a lot more soft. It doesn't pull as much. So if you're looking for one to blend under your eye, even though this one is slightly bigger, this one is a lot softer and doesn't tug as much. For whatever reason, this one was just scratchy and pulled and just, no, it was just bad. I didn't like it. However, if you did find you wanted to blend out concealer on your face, it is very soft on my face. For whatever reason under my eyes, it just did not feel good, and I did not like this brush for that purpose, which I feel like that would be the ideal purpose of the size and shape of this brush. So those are all 5 of the biggest to smallest like oval face brushes, and next we have numbers 6, 7, and 8. These are like these line brushes. As you can tell, they're just very thin, densely packed brushes. And these also go from like a large to small size. So let's start with the number 6. What I used this one for, what I liked it the best for, what I thought really worked for this one, was to chisel out my nose. Just put some contour powder here. So it is thin enough that it just gets right on that line, and I think that it really, really works well for that purpose. However, I did find wherever you put the product with this is where it stays. So you can get that nice sort of line right there, but it is way more hassle than it's worth to kind of blend that out right there. So I did find I had to go in with another like regular fluffy blending brush and buff that out, but it did get that nice line in there for me. This is the number 7. It is significantly smaller than the number 6. What I tried this one for was like a cut crease sort of application. And I just think that, again, with the powder products for these, the product stays where you put it. So again, I had to take a blending eye brush and go in and fix all that up. So I didn't really care for this one, especially on the eyes. I think it's just too big. It's a little too thick. And like I said, the powder just stays right where it is. So I don't know, cream and liquid products I think work best with these brushes. The powder products, other than like setting my foundation, just didn't really work out for me. So this one I think just I'm not going to use. I'm not going to pick it up. I just didn't find a purpose for it. I know it sucks, but I just didn't. This one, however, this is the number 8. Here it is compared to the number 7, so you can see the size difference. This one I used for a lot of different things. Some I liked, some I didn't, but this number 8 actually worked out a lot better for me than the number 7 did. So with this one, what I tried to do was take a black eyeshadow and kind of go in and like create a liner with it. It did apply a bit thick on my eye, but it didn't really bother me. I just went in and like blended it out, and I actually really liked how it looked. But then when I went over here on this eye, I just couldn't get the angle right. I was just like trying everything and like doing this and like, oh wait, I'm not left-handed, and then like over here and like, oh, it was a mess. And again, where you put the powder is where it stays. This is like a straight line on my eyeball, and I couldn't get it right, so it was just like straight up, and it was just bad. So I had to take it off and just use liquid liner, and I just did not like it for that. I don't think these are great eye brushes whatsoever. I just don't. However, what I really like this for is to take shadow and smoke it out on my lower lash line. It works really well for that. Also, my brows. I just dipped this into my NYX Tame & Frame pomade and sculpted out my little brow hairs there, and it worked really, really well for that. I was actually really impressed. So that is probably my favorite use of this one so far. So I really did like how this performed a lot better than the other two. So that is the 6, 7, and 8. Now on to 9 and 10, and these are smaller, like circular brushes. This is the number 9, and as you can see, it's got those flat bristles there. These are all synthetic bristles, by the way. I don't know if I said that already, but these are all synthetic. I'm just a rambling mess today, so forgive me if I'm jumping back and forth. So I tried a couple different things with this one, but I think what I liked this the best for was color correcting. I just dipped this into my NYX Dark Circle corrector and dotted it right down here under my eye. Then I took this number 4 brush and just blended it, and it really worked really well. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't just use your finger for that, but in case you didn't want to, this did work really well to just dot it under my eye. This also worked really well to place this shimmery champagne color right on my lid. I did try this in my crease, and just that was just a mess because, like I said, it doesn't blend, but this is really nice for just packing that color right on the lid, especially if you want to use this with a pigment. I think that it would pick up so much and just put it right where you want it. I think it would be perfect for that. I also liked it for a brow bone highlight and an inner corner highlight. It's just perfect to get right on in there. I don't see why you couldn't use another brush for all of that stuff, obviously. I don't know if I would pick this over my other brushes that I would normally use for things like that, but I definitely think that for multi-purpose use, you could eliminate taking 5 brushes with you and just take this one, and I think you would be perfectly fine. And since the product doesn't seep into the bristles, you literally can just put one on, brush it off a little bit, and go right into the next thing. So you could do your eyeshadow, brush it off, go into your highlighter, brush it off, and just keep on moving. So I really do like this for those purposes. And lastly, we have the number 10 circular brush. This one is very, very similar to the number 9. Even in size, they're both very similar. The only thing that's different about this one is it is a bit more tapered on the end. As you can see, it's a bit more rounded, whereas the number 9 is just completely flat here. This one, I immediately thought crease brush. So again, I tried it just like I had the number 9, just to see what would happen, and it is a disaster. I mean, it might work for like a cut crease because obviously, you know, you'll get that product right where you want it, but I wasn't really going for that. So I had to go in with my blending brush and blend it all out. But if you did want to use this for a cut crease, I think that it would really work well, just because, like I've said a million times, it picks up the product, puts it straight where you want it, and it's not gonna move. Now you can blend out your eyeshadow with these brushes, but it's going to take you 1.5 million years, like literally. So it is so much more hassle than what it's worth. I blended and blended and blended and blended and blended and just barely got anywhere. So it will move the product around a little bit, but you really, 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 really have to work with it. So this one, just like the other one, is perfect for inner corner, for brow bone highlight, things like that. Since these are, I'm assuming, supposed to be eye brushes, I don't like it for those purposes. I wouldn't personally use it over a blending crease brush for those purposes because it doesn't blend well. Because it's not fluffy, it is very densely packed, it's not supposed to blend well, but it just, ugh, it's a nightmare. So again, my favorite use for this one is probably just the exact same thing as the 9 for inner corner and brow bone highlight, things like that. Okay, so that is all the brushes. If you're only going to get one brush from this collection and I had to pick a favorite for whatever reason, it's life and death situation, I would definitely pick the number 2. I think this is overall a great brush. I think I will definitely pick this up. Maybe not every single day because I do have a lot of other brushes that I love to apply foundation with, but this one just does it so quickly. It's so soft. You know what? Maybe I will use this every day. Like what? There's nothing bad about this. What am I talking about? It just applies it so quickly, so beautifully, so smoothly, so evenly, just so perfectly. I just love it, love it, love it. It's my fave. So overall, the pros would be, first of all, very soft. Second of all, they don't soak up a lot of product, whereas a lot of my other brushes really do, so I think you will definitely save on product. Third, they are great with cream and liquid products. Absolutely terrific. For the price, obviously, I mean, $600 for a brush set? Girl, if you are considering getting the Artis brushes, I would absolutely tell you to get a knockoff first, just because this is such a different sort of application. It's something that you may not like. It's something that you may have to get used to. So I would hate for you to spend $400, $600 on a brush set and realize that you just don't like the entire idea of it. So while I'm sure $600 brushes are better than these, I think the concept of it is something that the cheaper ones will really help you get used to and help you see whether you like that application or not. Another pro, they're beautiful. I mean, they're plastic, but they're pretty, they're great. I want to put them on display and show them off. So even if I don't use every single one of them every day, they still are very, very beautiful to display, to have in your beauty room, and to just say that you have and you tried. So I think they are adorbs. Let's talk about the other side, the cons. First of all, I think the bendiness and flexibleness and cheap plasticky-ness of them definitely needs to be talked about. I know this isn't an $80 brush. I'm not an idiot. Even the Artis ones that are ridiculously expensive are plastic. They're just probably not as bendable as these from what I've seen on the internet. If you use it the way that you're supposed to, you don't press on it very hard, you just sweep it across your face, you should be okay. That's just one of the things that does concern me. The second con, and something I have noticed using these over and over a couple times, is that they do shed a little bit, and also some are a little bit longer than others. They just kind of like pop up out of nowhere. It's like they were down in there and then you use them and then they're just like, oh hi. So I have had to like trim a couple down, but to me that's not a huge deal. If it is a huge deal to you, it's something that really bothers you when you have a brush hair on your face and you just get super annoyed, or if they're not all completely even. For instance, this hair right here, can you see it? I think you can, because I can kind of see it in the camera. This hair is a lot longer than the rest of them, and you'll find those every once in a while, so I just pull them out. But it is kind of annoying, so I do understand if that kind of thing bugs you. You may want to think about that before you purchase these. However, I don't find that that disrupts the application at all. I think that it's still a nice, beautiful, smooth application, so that's just a personal preference of whether it bugs you or it doesn't. That's so loud. Not only is everyone on my street mowing their lawn all at the same freaking time, that truck is so loud. Sorry. Another huge con for me, like I mentioned it in the beginning of this video, is the fact that it's so frustrating to me to not know where these came from. Literally, you're going to Be a company who produces a product and not put your name on the product? Like, how am I supposed to tell you guys what to go look for if I can't tell you who friggin' makes this? To me, that is so baffling. Like, I just don't even understand that whatsoever. There's not like a specific name for these other than 10-piece oval brush set, which could be any make. Like, anybody could call an oval brush an oval brush. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's just frustrating to me. So overall, I feel like I would use half of these brushes more than I would use the other half, just because I like the application of some more than others. I like the feel of some more than others, and also some are a lot more multi-purpose than others. So altogether, overall, all things considered, weighing the pros, weighing the cons, I would say that this is definitely a great purchase. It is a good investment. I think that you will absolutely love the way that a lot of these apply. I think depending on your different makeup techniques, what you like to do in your personal makeup, you may find that you have more use out of some of these than I do. I think that they're good quality. They're super soft. They don't soak up a lot of makeup. I think all of that is a great thing to have in a brush. And because they're so inexpensive, I definitely would recommend them, especially if you're considering the Artis brushes. I would definitely say go try these first. But overall, I really do love them. I definitely feel like I will use probably half of them very regularly and 3 or 4 of them on a daily basis. So I really do love them, and I'm very glad that I got them. So that is all. I'd like to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. It really means a lot to me. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I will leave that information right here as well as down below, because you guys are so freaking cool. 4K on Instagram? What? That just blows my mind. Like, you guys are InstaFam strong. Hashtag InstaFam strong. I want to see that. Somebody hashtag InstaFam strong me. I know you can do it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me. You guys have no idea. So sweet, so kind of you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!